Welcome back. Before I introduce you to the NBA veteran who used basketball as a tool to mentor young girls, I had a great opportunity at the Seattle Sports Awards, and I had a chance to talk to familiar faces. A little bit about what should we expect tonight at the 89th Sports Awards.
I'm very excited that we're going to be seeing our local sports heroes.
To celebrate these athletes, honor them, tell their stories.
Celebrate the good work that's happening in our community around sports and athletics, around equity, young people.
It is all of the people who love sports in this town in one room, and Seattle's a sports town.
It's always looked at women's sport in a really unique way, and finally now I think a lot of people are jumping on the train, you know.
Talk to us about that historic win, please.
The camaraderie and the culture that we have as a team, the bond that we share is not only teammates but sisters, showed on the court.
How are you expecting for this next season to go?
I'm excited for the next season. If you don't know, I had to get surgery on my shoulder, and I'm, coming back from that. It's going to take some hard work. It's going to take some dedication, but you just got to keep going. You just got to know that, those days, those hard times is going to pay off.
What I want to know from you is about the work that you do in Baseball Beyond Borders, and if you can just talk to us about why is it so important to work with you.
Yeah, well, I don't like to be the one of titles, right? But I am a champion for change, really leveling the playing field so that all kids can see themselves within this sport and feel as if they're included and not just on the outside looking in.
Through Rise Above, it is using sports, specifically basketball, to, just encourage and inspire Native American youth.
When you have folks that are committed, like a Coach Lenny Wilkins, who's, driving 3 hours to a reservation community, that shows the importance and commitment, of really giving back.
You really stepped front stage about equity and pay for women. Can you please talk to us a little bit about that?
We really used our collective power to just take a stand and I feel like speak on a lot of things that a lot of women, not just in sports, but a lot of women around the country were feeling as well.
Everything has to be fair, not just what people get paid, but how they invest, what they invest.
Whether that's public funds in funding stadiums or, money up front.
What our leaders right now in the WNBA and the NWSL especially are doing for young girls, they're setting that path and they're being able to speak out and gain traction.
I have 3 granddaughters that all participate in sports. And I hope that they get an opportunity as they get older to play and get paid for what they do.
I just love that we finally are able to see someone like us doing it.
Even if you don't make it to the professional ranks, the lessons that you learn, especially as a young girl, whether it's confidence, team building, understanding what it is to, at times sacrifice for yourself for the greater good of a goal. All of these life skills, you're going to take them with you forever.
Always put the mission first. How can you be helpful to your boss, to your team, to your colleagues, and then all of the good things will come.
Find the work that you're passionate with. The possibilities are out there.
Do you have anything you want to say, Husky? From a Husky to a Husky, what you want to say? Go Dogs, right? So, Rodney, if you could talk to us a little bit about being a former NBA player and what drew you to the game of basketball, and how did your journey as a player pave the way for your coaching today?
For me, I've started playing basketball probably around when I was 3 years old. My older brothers played basketball, and so just, watching them as I was young pretty much grew me to the game. And, from there, man, I was just a kid that just loved the game of basketball. I didn't want to play any other sport. Basketball has just always just been my thing. As I got into the NBA, it was really eye-opening at first. It was definitely an adjustment, but I think I had the right people behind me as far as my veteran leadership. I was hurt a lot my last year in the NBA, so I got cut my last year. I had my mind thinking, doing a lot of reflecting on okay, what's next? What do I want to do? During my last year of playing, there's this guy named Fred Jones who's a former NBA player. He opened up a facility out in Indiana, a Shoot 360 facility, and he was always in my ear like, man, you got to come check this facility out. It's crazy. There's nothing like it. And so Shoot 360 always stuck, and it was in the back of my mind the whole time. I think that was my calling, just giving back to the youth and all that stuff. That's what I wanted to do.
Rodney, we understand that coaching youth, it requires a very unique approach, right? It's patience, it's passion, And what values and lessons from your career do you emphasize when you're mentoring these young people?
You know, one thing I'm really big on is coming out and just giving effort. You know, that should always just be given. But confidence is the number one thing, right? You know, you see a lot of coaches on all levels, you know, bringing kids down. You know, the way you talk to them, the way you get your message across is really big, you know, especially in youth sports. You know, you can make or break a player, right? They're gonna make mistakes. You know, they're not gonna always do the things that you want them to do, you know. So just trying to be patient with them, and then also at the same time, just being passionate about this, trying to come in here each and every day with that energy and letting them know that you're engaged and all that stuff is so important, you know. I'm just thankful. I'm blessed. I just stay in my lane, you know, and I try to do the best I can to give back and help people.
When you think about 2050, Rodney, like what is your desire for women and girls? And just to talk about the WNBA, for example, what's your desire?
Hopefully, you know, one day, you know, things will be different and the people value the women's game. I think collectively, it's gonna take all of us together, you know, not just the women, it's gonna take all of us to try to make that change, you know. And I believe one day, you know, hopefully, you know, it will happen. It's gonna take a lot of hard work. It's gonna take a lot of sacrifice, determination, you know, whatever it may be, you know, but just keep fighting.
Thanks, Rodney. More conversations with Katie Hall coming up.